shall preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way which thou shalt go, and I will guide you with my eyes. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Told you, precious Abba Yahweh. Your boss back into bed once again, Abba Yahweh. Down on humble knees, Abba Yahweh. We told you, Abba Yahweh, for just another day, Abba Yahweh, another yom that you grew just with, Abba Yahweh. That we could be in the house to be fed, Abba Yahweh, at the deeper realm of your word, your Torah, that your Malak, Abba Yahweh, is going to feed us tonight, Abba Yahweh. And if your will, we wake it in the morning, Abba Yahweh, that we prepare, Abba Yahweh, for the enemy, Abba Yahweh. That we go on through the battle, Abba Yahweh, knowing, Abba Yahweh, where our strength cometh from, Abba Yahweh. For we know there is no one like you in the YHWH in the old Lamb, Abba Yahweh. But there is nothing but one great and mighty one, Abba Yahweh. And we told you, Abba Yahweh, for being that precious one unto us, Abba Yahweh. Told you for keeping us from day to day, Abba Yahweh. Told you, Abba Yahweh, that we have one, Abba Yahweh. When it seemed like no one else, Abba Yahweh, that we could bow down upon our knees, Abba Yahweh, and call upon you. And you will hear us, Abba Yahweh. But we rebuke you this night, Abba Yahweh. In the precious name of YHWH, Abba Yahweh, we do pray, Abba Yahweh. We lift up our King, for there is no one like you, Abba Yahweh. For man can't understand this great one, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Let us stand to our feet. Yeah. Precious Abba Yahweh, which is the Hashemayim, Kadosh is your Hashem. Your Melkut to come, your will be done. In earth, Abba Yahweh, and in the Hashemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Melkut, the power, and the honor, Abba Yahweh. Forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Feed us celestial life this night, Abba Yahweh. Of understanding, Abba Yahweh. Of the straight and narrow way, Abba Yahweh. To keep your nation, Abba Yahweh. In the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Greetings to all. Yahshua's mighty name. Is it warm enough or is it cold at once?
It's all where I can. It's all I turned off.
It's quite warm on heat. So we greet you all. Yahshua's mighty name. The most elect prominent name given unto man. Can you all hear me? Marcos. Hallelujah. I know this is on. Should be. It's on. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Is he in the back?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
it's on now?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you all just turn that thing on even before I get here, all right? Turn on, my friend. Yeah. So we greet you all that have joined us on this Keetvay, simply the conveying of scripture, Torah. We may understand the delicate things of Almighty Yah. I'm a student of His truth. And I was looking always remind myself of the implication of words and what they define and what they mean. To understand the collection of words to form a language, it is to present thoughts, ideas, to first of all to percolate the mind, to make us think, and to make us answer the questions, whether it's by examination of us, but it is also the roadmap of any kind of intelligence. Words. We must have the composition of words. And I'm a student that when I search Torah, I look at the elements. I don't want to use the word characteristics or character of the words. I look at all of the functions, how it may be described in an acronym, synonym, verb, or adjective. And so I can draw from those expressions the meanings, and then I can search scripture. That's how I'll search Torah on that behalf. And I see how I can connect this one word, which we will deal with tonight, throughout the representation of that word throughout Torah. And I'm going to teach. Is that all right? I feel like teaching. I want to teach. It's important for us to be taught that I will operate in the office of a more a teacher to instruct us, that we may understand all that Yah commands. I sent the newsletter today telling the people, reminding them that this is a series of teaching. This will begin with parts 1, to understand the value, or is there any value, to the daughters of YisraYah'ale, and I gave a small historical identity as to how that many have been taught of the identifying marks of a nation and Yah's people. And so this will deal with Hebrew mothers, or the Imam, the Hebrew mothers, the wife, the daughter. We want to understand what is her value. And in every place in America, those that identify as Hebrew Israelites, women of your degree and complexion, they are marginalized. They are reduced to slutty, vile names. They're reduced to anything less than a humankind. There is one thing that is important we must understand. Her strength or her beauty, it emphasizes her beauty of his strength. And so if she has never seen a father or a man loving the wife, and that produced that kind of obedience and honor unto him, how do they know? They don't know. I would tell my mother all the time, you cannot do her like that. I said, daughter, don't treat her like that, because you have been treated like that. You do not treat her like that. And so I want to teach from that, not concept, but the adjectives, the verbs that destroy a beauty, and what I can relate that beauty and that strength to. That's what I do. And I will begin here in Mishri. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Proverbs chapter 31. Here at verse 10. Because there is nothing like the virtual nature of a daughter of Zion. It is one of the most essential, beautiful essence of a daughter. The daughter, not a Bethula, the woman that is high. She's full of strength, her beauty and her charm. She has tenacity, she has honor, and not only that, she has the value of strength. She brings wealth. She brings an abundance of wealth. She is one that is wealthy. So the superlatives, when you understand words in the language of our forefathers, it brings a more complete resolution to one's thought. And I want to read that one verse, initially Proverbs 31 and 10. Shall the wisdom of this master of wisdom ask the question, who can find a virtuous or a hayil? A woman that has the garment of the beauty of strength. She has the garment of the beauty of wealth. She is a woman that she's full of activities. She loves the activities of Almighty Yah. And she is very valiant. She has strength. She's not afraid to face the opposition. She's not afraid when the storms and the winds come to provide provision and supplies for her house. And so when Yah asks the question, who can find one like that? Who can find a woman that is highly? We must understand that that is one of the beauties of Yah. He is the Almighty of great strength, of wealth. And so he asks, as he makes the comparison, who can find a daughter of Zion that exudes the kind of activities or her mannerism, one that has been shapen by the obedience unto Yah, a great love for her? Who can find one like that? He must traverse the seas of challenges of this world. He must combat against all opposition, not to allure him and to draw him into a deep well of sin and corruption. So who can find? So when one finds one like that, is a diligent search. One has sought after her. Who can find one that is a gem like that? Because her price not equal, but it is far above rubies. There is no gem like the gem of a virtuous daughter of Zion. That's why it's important that they see the magnitude of love from the Avat, the man, his kindness and his tenderness, his expression, him being able to verbalize his emotion, his feelings, and he speaks to her in that way, that her strength is bona fide. When others see it, they will know, not by some chance. So where are the men of strength that will get on street corners of every major metroplex, criticize and reduce, call them some of the most vilest of creatures, dogs and everything? And yet they don't realize that that one is their mother, and the one whose teats, whose shat, whose titty many have sucked around the world, that her milk was the nourishment and strength of many, even her master, that her titty was placed in the master's wife's child's mouth, and they draw from the succulent of strength, and they will raise in the beauty of that strength because of the richness of her strength, willing not to rebel and fight against. Yet she had no one to be tender to her and to be kind. I'm not talking about this Jezebel nature of many today. Even that I will not reduce them with some kind of a Satanist attitude. They're taking them and reducing them to literally whores. They boast in having concubines. I don't want to be trained that way. That I could be a part of a system that produced polyandry, the wife having more than one husband. I said, how intense and how miserable those women that were virtuous, that were Bethula women. Shalom, he had eunuchs that were eunuchs because they wanted to be, and those that he had performed the circumcision upon them. And to know that you may never be called into his. That's not living. That's not life. You're never intended for that to be. She is not to be marginalized and used like she's a mop. I want to deal with her strength though. And what Yah says, when you find a virtuous woman, a chayil, you find one that their words are full of wealth. When they speak, it brings strength in a man. when he has no strength at all, I'm reminded you can do anything, husbandman, because I have no esteem, in the sense I wasn't nurtured that way. But the words of the ignorance one cause my bosom to be strengthened. If you have this kind of care for me, I will do it. I know I can. I know I can because I rely on the wealth of that maturity and strength. Now I want to deal with some expressions or some definitives to define and refine the word hayil that we can relate to. We can relate to that word. Who can find a virtuous? And y'all use that word, hayil. One of his attributes, listen to this. This is what it says here in Tehillim, Psalms chapter 18 verse 32. He says here that it is Almighty Yahweh that girds or girds. He is the one that's Azar. He is the one that encamps about me a girdle, an adnit. There's a word in the Torah called adnit. So Dawid said that Yah is he is my Azar, he is my girdle, he girds me. He girds me, he is the one that is my girdle. But the word adnit applies to one thing. It is the garment of the high Choin. And so Yah is saying this, listen, that when a man finds a virtuous wife, she will be the girder of his loins. She represents the girding of a man, where his strength flows from his belly. She's the girdle. She is the adnit. And because of his love for her, then he seized his adnit, his girdle. It represents the Kohan, the high Gadola, that he would minister to his house righteously, profoundly, in great achava and great care. That's truth, nation. But he says, Yah is my Azar. He is the one that equips me. He clothed my mind, he clothed my heart. And then he says he clothed me with hayil. He clothed me, he girded me with strength. We will prove this to be in the teachings to come. As I've always said, if a man doesn't have a virtuous wife, he has no beauty to his strength. It makes him known. I don't care where he goes. He's known. You may not know me, but he is not, he doesn't even look like the other ones. And that's a fact. She is his adnit. And Dawid said, Yah girds me about with what? With strength, and he makes my way to me. When a man finds the value of a virtuous wife, she has the strength that Yah has granted unto her, and she will cause the man's derech, his ways, to be made clean. He will do things that are honorable and right. He will not walk in deceit and lies and corruption. He will do all things with a great honor and a great care, because Yah made Dawid. We're making the comparison with one word, hayil, the word that produced strength. It is the word of wealth. Her charm, her beauty is wealth. But she has been marginalized to nothing but a slutty dog today. To be abused, to be used. She has gone through everything trying to find love, and she hasn't found no love, because men today, the vast majority, don't even know how to love and how to care. They got this preconceived notion, or this form of ignorance. They think that it is a chava. In order for you to understand man, the chava of Yah, you must search the Torah and see what is the representation of Yah's great love. That's right. You must understand that. You just can't say Yah is a chava. What does that imply? What does it mean? What is the foundation? What is the strength of that? Prove that. Show me in Torah. So he asked Yah to gird him, to put the girdle on. And there's one thing about a virtuous wife. Her mouth will gird up her man, her husband. She will know when to speak and how to talk. She will know what to say and how to interact. It is the beauty of her quietness and the strength of that beauty that makes her of great value. There's nothing like Shalom where a man can sit down in his home and he has Shalom. Don't get excited because I'm going to teach this. I'm no misogynist. You can believe that. But I won't let you dishonor me because I will never dishonor you. You're not going to say anything to me that creep off of your silly mind, your head. I'm not going to let no woman do that because I will never do that to them. Let me just interject this before I proceed. I want to habitat resale to look for my friend Al because Al will give me such great prices. And so the manager of the store, she says, where have you been? We began to engage. And I knew I had to work her because we're going back to habitat resale. And when I began to work that woman, her emotions, when I began to talk to her, you believe me, I got a deal better than what I had with Al now. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Listen to this nation. There is nothing more greater than an Ezra, a helper, that attribute is only applicable with Almighty Yah. He's the only one that special that helps us in time of trouble. There is nothing like a virtuous white man. You can be a white, but that doesn't imply that you have the skill or the beauty of a virtuous wife. It doesn't mean that at all. Let us examine Ephesians Shaul tells us this because you see that one word in Tehillim 18:32, the word GRRDS, how Yah Azar, how he girds them about with strength unto thy weed. Listen to what Shaul says here as he writes unto the elect of Ephesians. He tells us to stand, therefore, having your needs, your loins, same word, G-I-R-T, let that be your strength. Gird about with truth, with emas, with honor. And so in that, when you understand the great attributes of a virtuous woman, you will see that she's an honorable because the heart of her husband does safely trust in her. She will never do him wrong. She will never do him evil. She will never. She will never walk away from him or walk out on him or threaten him, I'm leaving you. No, she will never do that. She will never. She will not perform her duties like that. So he tells us to gird our loins. It's an honor. When a man honors and loves his wife, he can be honest with her every second. He doesn't have to lie, and he should not lie. If a man lies to his wife about the smallness of matter, There's a seed of darkness in that man. I don't care who it is. When a man can, with a straightforward face, lie to his wife, there's some evil there. And it must be rooted out. For Yah so loved, he loves us. Tell me one lie. Even by his immutability, he cannot lie. I am associating the sensuous of a virtuous woman. Her value, that's why her price is far above rubies. Because she would gird the loin of a man, squeeze and hug and care, and the tenderness of her heart beating against that man. And she will lay her head in his chest and reaffirm her commitment and her love. Now, I don't give a knickers with the rat's down how you feel, what you think. It makes me no difference. I will teach truth. If I'm wrong, show me where I'm wrong. Show me where I'm utilizing words that are not appropriate. That's why I said in Tehillim, in 1832, Dawid say that Yah is the one that is the girder, or he girds him about with strength. And so Shalom says, stand therefore, man, stand nation, your loins girt about with truth, and then we must have on the breastplate of Sadiq. We must guard our hearts. And that is what a virtuous wife does. I will prove these things even tonight. There is no value like her, none whatsoever. And even though a woman is in a state of whoredom and wickedness, it is the kind words, not trying to tell her about Yah, the kind words that cause the hearts to be indicted. Thank you so kindly, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And they look. I get Todd looks at me all the time. I was in the store yesterday and they were silly in there. 3 people work in the store. AutoZone, the manager and the 2 is playing with the young women. And so when I went to check out, she said, "How can I? Is this all you need, sir?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. This is all." And it startled her. And I get that all the time. I get it all the time. "Oh, you're trying to boast?" No. Because the beauty of my strength, I know where it lies. I said to her tonight, I said, if I say something, come here, can I critique you? I said, can I tell you about you? I'm looking right at her. She said, "Oh, it's hot." I said, "Can I do it tomorrow?" She said. I said, "So you're not going to let me critique you?" No. I'll tell you the rest of the story. She said, "You're one of the most beautiful heifers. It's so pretty, girl. Look at you. Even with the cripple walk." Hallelujah. That's all right. See, girl, you know you make my heart pound. That's the truth. Hallelujah. You make my heart shake, girl. Hallelujah. There's nothing like a virtuous one. It doesn't imply she's a betula. Never touched a man. There are women out there that have had the burden of children. You say the daddy can't see them, you liars. They don't give a knicker's worth of hog meat about sending funds and their responsibility to their child. They will bring some little toy this time of the year and they think they've done a yeoman job. They don't see the agony and the pain of her. But I say to you, all you daughters of Zion that suffer with those afflictions, don't give up. Press on in his Torah. He will strengthen your loins, just like Dawid. You will be prepared for the man of Yah. Yah will send for you. I believe that. I believe that. Let us examine YHWH, chapter 3, verse 19. This is when Habakkuk cried out to Yah for his people, that he gave him the inspiration that we as a nation, we must trust in him. Because of his strength, there's nothing like a wife having the confidence in her man's strength. I'll say it like that. She knows he's strong. She looks in the darkness of night under the veneer of his snoring and all those kinds of things. And she sees the beauty of him. Listen to what Yah says here in Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19. Habakkuk says, Yah is my chayil. He that finds a chayil wife. The word chayil is associated with the strength of Yah. So when you find a virtuous woman, she has the purity of the instinct of obedience and faithfulness unto Yah. And if she's that way with Yah, she will be a gem to her husband. She will honor him with great honor and love him beyond her ability to understand what love is. Never been taught what love was, but understanding the beauty of love. Many times, husbands and wives are old, they had children, but there was no kind of expression, affection, and tenderness toward each other. It was too taboo. And that's wrong. It's not right. I don't care what you think. Because the young daughters need to see the beauty of that strength. That man said, come here, baby girl, let's dance. They're going to laugh. They're going to act silly. And then all of a sudden they get quiet and watch. And that's just a fact. He said, for Yah is my chayil, and he will make my feet like those of deer. And he will make me walk upon my high places. The chief singers of my string instrument. So I want you to play. Sing the songs of rejoicing, and I may understand the beauty. That's what the world does. Listen to music that get them into this stage of mind to fulfill this synthetic form of entertainment. That's all it is. Yah gave a wife and a husband something that is so beautiful, it cannot be expressed with words. Until they understand the beauty and the essence of that, it is beyond expression of words. And so when a man expresses that, he doesn't want to express it with anyone else. He doesn't think about anyone else. Because it is beyond expressive terminology. It makes them rest. It does. It brings shalom. It's more than some activity. It's beyond that, patient. We as men, we have not taught the young man the beauty, the aspect of the woman that he regards her. The mother's teaching the daughters. The mother cannot teach her. It's sad. I feel sorry for my natural sister. I really do. I really feel sorry for her. I do. Because my mother did not teach her. She's 60, she'll be 68. She never had a wife, a husband. She told me one day all of the activities she's ever done. I said, you don't have to tell me that. I don't want to know. She said, but I want to tell you. And I feel sorry for the woman. I really do. She wanted to bake her cake, others, you're not baking her cake. I got it, don't worry about it. But I feel sorry for her because my mother did not teach her. That's why mothers should teach them. It started the place of loving their husband, teaching them. Don't let them complain about nothing in your presence. Be quiet. Shut your mouth. Because if they complain, they will complain about him, not you, some other one. I can say with all honesty, daughters of Zion, I've never had one complain about my wife. And that's just the truth. There's other things. And learn to love me. We must stay in this way. It's not going to work any other way. So it is Yah that girds us and He gives us a wife. Be sure that her reputation makes others speak well of you. And they will say to the man, you have such a beautiful wife. She is so precious. They will. They will compliment strangers. I know what I'm saying. I don't go for attention nowhere. If I go in the store, I don't like people go and they look, see who they may see and know. I don't do that. When I go in the store, I know what I need to get. And I go straight to them. I don't care who's in there. I don't look to see. I don't survey the plane to see who's there. I don't do that. I don't do that. I go in there, mind my business, go in there, take your business, and I'm out. That's where I do business. Hallelujah. Can I show you this kind of a virtuous woman in Torah? She had the effervescence of strength. She labored, she worked, and she did not complain. She had a husband, but he died. Let's turn quickly to the book of Ruth. Ruth. That's her name, Ruth. And Boaz, as he saw the price of her, knowing that he wasn't the nearest of kin, but he was willing to buy her and to pay the price to ascertain, to retain her as a wife. Look at what he says in Ruth chapter 3, verse 10. Look at what he says to her. He says, these are the words of Boaz, Ruth 3 and 10. He said, blessed be you, I pour out the riches on Yah's blessings. Blessed be you, daughter of Zion, of Yah. He identified her as a being, as a daughter. He said, for you have shown, you have expressed and shown more kindness in the latter end than in the beginning. Your presentation now is so beautiful. You've shown kindness in every way. You cannot have the expression of a virtuous nature if you're not kind. It must be kindness. You have to care. Not silly, but a kindness. He said you express that in so much now as you follow not the young strong men desiring to get a husbandman. You don't pursue them. You're not impressed with the magnitude of their strength and the vastness of their muscularity. You say you don't. But he says that this is the virtuous woman. She doesn't follow the crowd and the norm of folly. There are us that are anti-connective or anti-social. That doesn't make you virtuous. You just don't like people. You know, love people. I love people. Even when I meet strangers, I would do no man wrong. I just can't do it. But I love engaging with people too. I talk to people all the time, everywhere I go. Believe me. All the time. You have not gone after young men or men. He said whether they were poor or rich, it made no difference. You had a charm about you. Your beauty was beyond beauty. Now remember, she had a husband. He died. There's a difference between Beth-Ula and a virtuous woman. A Beth-Ula is a woman, or a Malah, she's a woman that has not had an entertainment process. The virtuous woman, she has built a creed of credibility. It is seen in her stature, her eyes, her beauty, the superlatives that express her kind. You have not gone after any kind of man. You have not become deterred from the command and the mission that you were taught. Then he says this, verse 11. He says, and now, my daughter, fear not. Don't be afraid. He said, fear not. I will do to you all that you require. Whatever. There's nothing like a beautiful daughter on Silent Street. She can take the man's shoes. That's for real. She's already got his heart. That doesn't mean he's weak and he's going to let you. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to let that happen in my house. It's your house, but it's not going to happen. Just love me right. That's right. You have every nickel, every dime. I don't need money. I don't. I really do not. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Nobody knows that better than she does. She knows it. You have to borrow something tomorrow to get to me, all right? He said, I will do nothing that is illegal toward you. But there's one thing, I will do all that you require. This is what he said. See, a virtuous woman, she's known. You that believe that you're beautiful, that's so damn silly. You got false this and false that. That is so silly. You have this air to think that you're beautiful. That's so dumb. I know what I am. I don't care what nobody thinks, whether I'm charming or handsome. It doesn't bother me one bit at all. I know who I am. I got one. Look what he says. He did not say for some or. He said for all the city. You'll understand that. For there's not a patron of the city. For all the city of my people does know that you are a virtuous woman. All of them. Her walk is different. She doesn't mince. She doesn't draw attention. It is her beauty. Even with the leg. She's not arrogant. She doesn't propagate herself on air. Think she's somebody. If a pair tennis shoes make you, or $20 boots, you're quite silly. If a Leslie Faye frock make you feel grand, you're beyond silly. You're stupid. The old saying they would say, that man, the clothes don't make him, he makes the clothes. He is the one, his beauty, his strength. When some cheap rag that comes from China makes you feel nice, you're sick. You see, I buy things from China, they're cheaper there. You are sick, the creature. For all the city are my people. She has marks. We're going to prove all this in the teaching. And these cowards that sit on the corners to marginalize the women that look like you. They do it to no other woman. That you become so despised. Yet these are the same dogs that will embrace them and take advantage of their cries. Don't do it, daughters of Zion. You keep yourself. You keep yourself unspotted from this wicked, evil world. I don't care about your past, what you have done. And the ones that think that they are so pristine and they have been more wicked than the ones that are honest about it. I've been wicked. There are women that think that, well, I didn't do what she did. You heifer, you did more. You dirty cow. You did it under the darkness of your evil, sadistic, wicked ways. You don't let them do you that way. She has been brought down more than any race of woman. Than any people, woman upon the face of the earth. By her sons. You're cowards, all of you. You're nothing but flat out cowards. All come there, but here I am. You will find me in this, I'm not hard to find, because I will greet you. Tell you to get off these lands. Hallelujah. All the people of my people, no. Boaz paid the price for her. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to secure her. His heart spoke like that. There's nothing like God made when he made the woman. Took from the man. He would understand she's part of me. Husband and wife, they are ichad, they're one. No more twain. They're one. And when a wife learns the beauty of honor, it's strange, women, that you honor everyone. You honor your boss man, you smile, you're happy. You can go to work for 9-10 hours a day and smile all day. Yet with your own husband, you're ruthless and cold. That's wrong. Take her off the job, man. I did it with mine before. Yes, I did. And I learned that from old quote of Pastor Rodgers and Co. You should have your wife out there working under the tutelage of some stranger that they treat her wrong. We were broke, but I took her on. I read an article, just a sentence. Everybody have heard of LeBron James. I don't care who you are. You don't have to be a basketball fanatic or fan. When I saw the capture of the article, I didn't read the article, I just read the capture in one sentence. He's the best ball player in the world. Man is worth $1 billion plus bouncing a ball. But that wasn't what I was impressed with. I was impressed with one thing. One of the players said, people really don't know him. He is one that absorbs. You know what I mean? He's better than other players. He absorbs others' critiquing. It doesn't bother him. That's wrong, man. You go tell him that. When I read that, I'm like, wow. I was impressed with that. Because he doesn't have to listen to no one. But it said he relishes and he enjoys the critiquing. He doesn't get upset. You know we get crazy when somebody critiques us, don't we? May get nutty as a J. Parker fruitcake. That's why he's the best. You're not going to be the best wife unless you can be critiqued. You're not going to be the best husband. I listen to things. I hear things. I watch. I do. There was no other woman that was as virtuous as Ruth or Ruth. She was virtuous like no other. She had a husband who died, but her beauty she did not forsake. No mean. She worked in the fields. She gleaned. She labored. She put her hands. And you are there now. We are not willing to do anything. And that's the fact. I've learned everything in life. I'm willing to work. I learned how to be like this because I told the man, I work for $5 an hour. He said, "You crazy. I can't pay you that much." My helper back then was making 15. I got to pay at least 20. Well, if I wanted to make that, I could have stayed on my job and it would not have been this hard. I said, "I wouldn't work for you for the $5 an hour." And I worked hard. And my best check, I recall, was $165. And I spent part of that in buying tools for him. That's what I did. Same man that come against me. I worked for $5 an hour. Because my cost in life was greater than making 20, 40, 50, 60, $100,000 a year. It was greater than that. It's this. Hallelujah. Yeah. He said, "For all the people does yada know that you are a virtuous woman." That's what it says, doesn't it? Yeah. When a woman is virtuous, people will know that. Her beauty speaks, her wealth speaks, her presence speaks. She's not arrogant and hubris and fit to be prideful. That's a fool of a woman. I don't care who you are. Anytime you exude that, you're not the prettiest woman. You're the most beautiful woman to me. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You're not the most prettiest woman. That's right. Everybody notice it. The virtuous woman is not just one that exudes those kinds of personalities for a husband. She's that way if she has no husband. That's why all of them knew that she was virtuous. She had no husband. She had no man in her life. And everybody knew she was a gem. But she waited only on because there was a purpose. There was a purpose. And she expressed all the virtue qualities of a daughter of Zion. The women that go to work every day and work hard, they're not slutty whores. You know, the doors, their homes are not some kind of a revolving door. And that women, the doors have revolved and they were dirty and they were nasty. There's no way that you're living a life that where you were dirty and nasty and you think yourself to be special. I will never forget the words of encouragement that the evangelist said to me, "Don't ever think that you're better." I didn't think that way no way. So what makes you better and much more supreme? Come on, daughters. You have done every dirty thing that everyone else has done. Stop your foolishness. Whether you slept with 1 or 50, you are either a one-woman whore or a 50-woman whore. It makes no difference. Whether it's 1 or 10 or 50, it is still the same. And for you to think that even in your lifespan, some of the most violent, corrupt things you've done doesn't make you better than no one, daughters. Just by the kindness of Yah, He opened your stupid mind, woman, man. that doesn't constitute no worth. She was more virtuous than all in his city. That's a gem. And so when he gave man that from his bosom, she was a help like him. He doesn't attribute it. The word is defined in one manner. It is the strength and the help and the magnitude of Yah. And no other place but that in Bereshit, where he made man a help meets. And he used the same word, Ezra, which derived from the word Ezra. And it attributes to the very personality of Yah. He didn't make her a whore, a slut. You be in some bourgeois of some man, and he got 5 or 6 more. That's not love. You'll let Shalom on all of your lustful ways. You will never be satisfied because you don't know how to care for one. A man knows how to care for a wife, to love her. That's what he's got to do, love her. You got to understand what honor is, daughters of Zion. You got to understand. You got to know when to slow your roll and just be quiet. There's nothing like a quiet, beautiful, peaceful ruach. Nothing. Don't try to match your husband. Don't try to do that. Any of you all. You will convince him by his own condemnation, and he'll make it out. That's a fact. He will make it out. That's fact. He will make it out if he's a man. And the boy doesn't know how to. May I proceed a little further? Yeah. Now there was none like Ruth, Boaz. He could have had his choice of virgins. He could have had his choice of virgins, but he wanted a virtuous woman. Different between the METROPLEX, that a woman that is high yield, a daughter. Look at this. Let's go back to Mishuli. Chapter 31, again, verse 29. Look what it says here. You should almost say many Rabba. That means an exuberant number beyond numerics. So many daughters, they have Baal. They have done virtuously. It says that, yeah. And implies that they have lived to the stature and the standards of a virtuous woman, full of strength and beauty. Their charm was beyond expression of verbiage. He said, many have done virtuously. They have lived and they have walked as a strong, beautiful daughter. He said, but thou, Allah, thou excellest them all. Was not Ruth that she was one that excelled all the daughters? That's a fact. He said that kind of daughter, she excels all. She gets up early, she prepares her house, she does the things that are proper and important. That's what she does. She's not lazy. She's not shiftless. She's not that way. It is almost, man goes out for 10 hours a day. He comes home in his house. The house is not Spartan. The house should be Spartan. I can say this with all honesty. There was never a time that I would come home and the house wasn't Spartan. And there wasn't an aroma that drew me in the house because the meal was ready. Pound cake, pinto beans, and sweet potatoes, and fried chicken, and barbecue ribs, and all of that stuff. And so it would waffle at you when you will walk in the house, and all of your miseries and battles dissipated. You knew that, and then you could feel your belly and sit down and just rest, and the sleep was comforting. You receive, it was a comforting food. Many of the daughters, there are many of them, have done the bala or ba'ala. They practice the virtuous lifestyle and do the things that are proper. He said, you are the one, there is no other one that excel as you. He talks about her in the Shalom, the songs of Shalom. She was black and her skin was burnt, and she was a beautiful thing. That's what he said. That's what the book says. But you're more beautiful than them all. Your lines, that cold blackness. That's why I can understand why women like being black. High yellow girl, you just flow from the substance from within us. That's all it is. Yet she has been reduced to mockery. Your daughters, don't act silly, all right? You may have acted silly in the past, don't do it. Mature. You're 45, don't act like you 15. I'm an old man, I don't play with no one. I don't play with no one's wife, I play with no women. Period. I play with one woman. Just one. And I've always been that way. Never sit down in a crowd and we laughing with women. Never. Not going to make me a part of that. I think it was my sister, cousins, her sisters. I don't go that way. I've never done that. Never. Never, never, never. That's make you, no, I could never feel that. And those who feel it, they get around in the lap, I never could feel it. And we prove a man, so we walk some of the place and talk to men. I like to talk with men. I can learn from a man. You understand? But I've never been a part of that kind of frivolity, that kind of laughter and silliness and foolishness. I never liked it. I never liked that. You excel them all, that's important. Because that you excel them all. Shalom, Boaz says, for all the city of my people do know that you are a virtuous woman, all the people. Call all of them. Yet thou excellest them all. That's what a virtuous woman does. She excels over the one that is lacking in the essentials. She will not stand around with folly and foolishness and laughter and frivolity. She will not lie and play around and act silly. She will not do that. Because her stature, her beauty, it is almost a pontification of the strength of Yah. That's why she is the Emet, she's the girdle, she's the loin covering of her man. She covers his loins. She is where his strength draws from. She makes excellent his strength because she beautifies in her nature, her personality, the way she walks, nation. She doesn't like silly and crazy and free. And daughters, I've never liked any woman like that. Silly and that. I don't like that about no woman. Never have. That's just a fact. Because I don't operate like that. You're greater beauty than what you have reduced yourself to. You don't need someone else's hair. Bless Yah for your hair. Cover your head. That's all you got to do. And your husband, man, take it off. bad, you'll be all right. Thou hast excelled as them all. There's a great Sirach speaks with warning to us how we as a nation, well, yet it identifies with the pure Torah of Zion, her excellence, and her beauty of her kindness, Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 15. He begins this oration talking to my son. So Yah says, my son, do not mix folly or reproach, your skullduggery, your falseness, with your top deeds. In essence, don't do things that are excellent and right, and then you turn around and do something so foolish that it just mars the excellent thing. You may speak a word of wisdom, then you come with some kind of clownish joke. Don't do that. Don't do that, sons. Daughters, don't do that. He says, nor cause grief. Don't cause grief by your words when you give anything. Don't cause someone's sons to be hampered and to feel less because you do something. Don't do that. I give more than anyone I work. Stop your lies. I was thinking, we're passing out wood. I'd rather you all have wood. I go get me some wood, all right? I got enough wood over there to last me at least through this month. And I went over there and did it. Took them all. What I split it with them all. And then I just went in there and just threw some pieces out there. And it didn't make me no different when they were all out. I wanted to make sure the homes were on. Pass out those squares to the other. Say, well, oh, bring me 100. No. I know he likes it. I know my friend, that house like it. I know she's an old mother. Pass them out some first. Don't worry about me. Don't even give me anything. So I go get it. That doesn't make me special. Because what I can reduce on them, what I can do for the community, I'll do it. I understand. I listen to him. I would be just like him. Because he has been one that has always been tenacious in this. I would do the same thing. I would. Because I love working. I don't know how you feel. I love to work. I've never been one that I was shunned the responsibility of work. And brother said, his mother said, grow up and be a man. He said, what is a man? He said, when I saw Dawid work for a sanitation company, take care of his wife, I knew that was a man. His brothers didn't do that. So I know how. The emotions and all, I know. I like to work. You that don't like to work, something is wrong with you. Something is sick in your mind. Your daughters, your home should be spotless, clean, everything immaculate and in order. Smells fresh. Always a beautiful aroma, especially this time of the year. Like when the house smells nice. Those oils and put them in that pot on the stove and fragrant, just waffle throughout the house. Don't tell me you don't have no money, hypocrite, flat out liar. That's a fact. Pressing on. All right. Hallelujah. He says, does not the dew assuage, or it moderates the dew? There's nothing like dew. Does it not appease or satisfy? Assuage. Does it not satisfy the scorching heat? Well, sure it does. There's nothing like the moistening of water and the mist of the heat of the summer days. And this is important to us. Listen. Listen, man. Listen, daughter. A word is better than a gift. There's nothing more beautiful than a word. Speak to me, young. Speak to me. Speak to me, young. Speak to me. Ain't nothing like a word. I don't care what kind of trials. Just the word of Shalom. There's nothing like a virtuous woman saying, I love you. I bless Yah for you. There's nothing like that. I know you haven't been raised like that. I wasn't. You did not come from some kind of pristine birth, that in the sense that you were the bourgeois and they are worse dogs than I could have ever been. There's nothing like a kind word. Even a word of correction is kind. It's not. So there is nothing like a word. It's better than a gift. It's better than me buying or doing. But to say, you know my heart loves you, girl. Come on and squeeze me with your arms and let it out. Y'all talk like that. There's nothing more better than a word. The daughters in these whole houses, when they were TDJs, these women, you know how to speak. That's why they dress the way they dress. And the exposure of themselves. These camps with what they call Hebrew Israelites, the women dress more like whores than those TDJs. They may not wear pants, but everything else is visible. All the way down here and all of that. That ain't right. It is not right. Indeed, does not a word surpass a gift? Cook something that is not right, doesn't take. I said, maybe I try that. I don't know. That's all right, I eat it because you put your heart in it. Don't worry about it. You just add a little bit. Just give me some ketchup or a little hot sauce. That'll work. Both are to be found in a kind. See, that's what chayil is. It's benevolent. You will find that in a kind, benevolent man, a man that knows how to love and wants to love. The daughters of Zion, those that have been birthed by His truth, you got to begin the process by being the beauty of your man's strength. You learn that by even with words that are kind. Speak kind. Your daughters never threaten your husband. Don't ever do that. I'd rather she spit in my face than to threaten me. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. Because you spitting in my face will make you feel ashamed, and you will repent of that. But you threatening me, you see, that's something evil down in you. That's a fact. So spit in my face. I can deal with that better than that. A fool is profane and abusive, and the gift of an envious man consume the eyes. Listen to this. Okay, you daughters of Zion, before you speak, first of all you need to learn. Learn. And before you fall ill or get sick, we must take care of ourselves. I'm not just talking about the fit. You can't take care of yourself, but by the perimeter of what's here. This is what takes care of you. Before judgment, we're guilty of this. You will judge others without any kind of sense of critiquing yourself. But before you judge someone, examine yourself. Don't judge someone unless you judge yourself. You judge me, but examine yourself first. And you'll find enough about you that you would change your ways, all right? But that doesn't mean you're not to be judged. If someone like, I got a cramp in my foot. I don't eat enough salt at times. Ouch. Before you judge, you must examine yourself. And in the hour of visitation, you will find kindness and forgiveness. If you would examine yourself, come on, daughters. Come on, Achi. You haven't loved her right. Come on, daughter, you haven't been kind. You have not operated in the virtuous nature of a daughter of Zion. Let's get real. You have not. So if you would judge yourself and know when you're wrong, you will find kindness. It's just a fact. That benevolent is the strength, is one of the attributes of the high heel of Almighty Yah. It is nature. How do I know that? Let's go quickly to Tehillim, Psalms 86. Psalms 86, verse 15. I know you all, a lot of times you don't even open the Torah at home, so when you need it, follow along with me and open it up. Tehillim, Psalms 86, verse 15. One verse I want to read. This is what benevolence is. This is how Yah attributes the attributes of the daughters of Zion. Man, the sun, he is the one that represents the beauty of Yah. And as she represents our beauty, then we show forth our strength and our compassion unto Yah. But look at what Dawid says here. This is one of the profound aspects of strength of a hayir and the kindness of benevolence. He says, but you, O sovereign Yah, you are a mighty one, full of rachum. Rachum is only, and is only explicit the attribute of Yah in his compassion. And one other place, that's what the lexicon, the lexicon of the Hebraic language would tell you. Only that word, rachum. So you don't even know what kind of compassion, what compassion really is. Unless he puts that, when a man understands that kind of compassion, that kind of honor, we ought to honor him, are we not? Yes. Should we honor him? Yes. So when she honors the man, it's going to reciprocate. Believe me. She will be rewarded. And then he says, and you are Hanun, you are full of, I know what he says there, but you're full of, you show favor. That's what, let me say, you're so full of, you're gracious. I said for that. And then that is a word that when one fits that mode, this is what one that is called gracious. You go to someone's home, they embrace you, they ingratiate you, they show kindness, they show favor, they consider you. And it's one thing that word Hanun, not Rachum, but Hanun, they are very easy to forgive you offenses. So when you do them wrong, they forgive you very easy. They get over it. They don't hold nothing in them. that lingers and lingers. You are a sick puppy if you do that. I'm glad I never, all these years, don't know. I've never been like that. Now I'm ready to go from here. It's over with. All right, let's go on. Let's move from here, baby girl. You know, don't try that with me. Walking in the house and never looking at each other. That's stupid. If that is not immaturity, you're a silly little boy. You're not even an adultish woman. That's crazy. You're not going to live with me like that. You're not going to stay with me like that. Not me. Well, she hasn't been taught to honor and love, but I'm going to teach you. You're going to learn something in these teachings, daughter of Zion. All right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's the compassion. And not only that, but he is long-suffering and he is plenteousness. And his kindness is plenteous. And kindness and truth. You must be plenteous in kindness. And truth. You got to be honest. You can't be a liar. You can't be false. You cannot be disingenuous. You got to be genuine and real. There's nothing like someone genuine. I don't like fake people. I never have. I don't want to be around nobody that's fake and phony. And I can spot them just like I can spot a crooked $4 bill. I don't like fake people. I don't want to be around nobody like that. I don't want to be in their company. I'm just honest with you. And that's the truth. I want to show something that is vitally important, the beauty of a wife. Especially if she's high-heeled. Because someone is married, that doesn't mean that he has a virtuous wife. It doesn't mean that he understands or the gift of his words are greater than gifts that he would give her. It doesn't mean that. I want to read this. Just listen. I want everyone, your eyes on this. Just hear it. It says, blessed is the husband. Yes, says, boy, you don't know what you have. Blessed is the husband that has a virtuous wife. And no man richer than that man. Daughters, you must examine yourself before you examine him. You must do that. Blessed is a man, Yah has opened the heavens to a man that has, look at what the wealth of a high-yield wife. She brings strength and fortitude. She brings energy and substance. She is not a whore or dog or a coward to be. She's not that. She has to be taught. Ruth wasn't like Naomi. She loved the world. True daughters of Zion cannot love the world. He said, blessed is the husband, not man, that has a virtuous wife. Why? Because she makes his days, the number of his days will be double. I can see why. The number of his days, she brings health. She brings strength to his bones and marrow. It's easy to fuss and fight. It takes a bit of strength just to be quiet and listen. Sometimes people, and I didn't hear pain, they may say things because pains will make you say that. You look back at your childhood. She asked me yesterday, we had hot chocolate. I believe I was at breakfast yesterday. She says to me, Poppy, did you have hot chocolate? Don't try it, okay? Just stay right there. Don't go that way. I said, I don't remember hot chocolate until I got older. We didn't have much. Sugar, butter, and bread. That's it. I was probably about your age when I remember having things like that, because we didn't have it. We didn't have things like that. And I said I never had a $100 bill, even when I had a job. I never had a $100 bill. You had that much. At your age, she telling me she need $8 to have 500 saved. She thought of here. At that age, never had no money like that. You try. Never had the kinds of food she eats. But that doesn't make me disgruntled. You'll wake up thinking now. That doesn't make me disgruntled or sad. I had a mother did all she could. And I appreciate that. That's why I didn't talk back to my mother, say things to her. Although I saw her with men after men, I did not belittle my mother. I hated when my sister would do that, and my brothers would talk back. But she can tell you, he never did that. I wish all of mine were like him. That's what she did. That makes me special. No, I was just as wicked as anyone. Hear this before I close. It says this, a virtuous. You're not going to have someone that's loyal to you. A virtuous, loyal wife. She rejoices. She makes the man, his countenance not down, is always lifted. He walks into a place, everybody notices him. That's a fact. His countenance not down. A virtuous, loyal wife. She rejoices. She makes him happy. She rejoices. I'm not talking about silly. I mean, not because you're sinning, you can laugh and all. That's not rejoicing the heart. It shows him his confidence in the ways of God, that God has matured and maturated, not only me, but her. That I can love her like Yeshua. How much you love the assembly? And so to a woman that has been marginalized and reduced down to nothing by this misogynistic attitude with the men that look like her, it's sad. In these religious whorehouses, those Hebrew Israelite camps, no more greater or better than the whorehouse of T.D. Jakes, Billy Hinn, and all of them. No different. A virtuous lawyer, a high yield, a strong wife. He didn't make the wife to be weak. I know she's the weaker vessel. In strength, in combating the ills of the mind, he didn't put that upon her. He put that upon man. He put upon her to show me you can relish in your strength. And look at your stomach. Oh, I see my mind. You pick that up. You know that you have a problem in the morning if you're back. A virtuous, loyal wife rejoices her husband. There's one thing about that man. He will complete his life in the fullness of Shalom. He'll be happy. He's not going to be bitter toward you. It all comes down to this one constitution. Where is the man? Where is the strong man? You can ridicule the women because you know Yah made them the weaker vessel. He made you to rely upon me. And he made you that I need you. When Adam saw all the creatures, he was sad. And Yah took from his rib, and he gave him a help meet, and as a special help, like no help but his help, like no help but his help. So daughters, you that caught in the crossfire, don't reduce yourself. You that that are ignorant and don't know, let the Spirit be blessing to you and change your ways. It doesn't take much to change. Say, God, change me. That's what you do. You judge yourself before you judge anyone else. And don't be silly. Daughters, don't be silly. Act mature. That's a fact. I don't let her do silly things around me. We may play. I should play with them. I don't like silliness. Just don't. Well, you're staunch. Well, I'd rather be staunch. But that's silly. And I don't do that. I don't want her doing that. All right. Be the riches of your rest upon you. That's part one. All right. There's more to come. There's more to come. These Hebrew camps reduce you to nothing, little. You have no sense of your value, nor your worth. I'm going to show you what Yahweh, your daughters, all right? You haven't been taught. You didn't know, you don't know. And so that's how you entreat your children today, because you don't know how to teach them. And this is wrong. You got to listen. You got to listen. You can look at a wife and the husband, and you can tell the beauty of the wife when you see the husband. And that's just a fact. You can tell his health, his beauty, and all. And that's just a fact. It is the wife that brings those kinds of attributes that are visible to others. It is the virtuous woman. That's why you be content. You be happy. If he put you in a brush arbor, you be happy. You stand by him. Stay with you, man. That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't run out on him. You don't allow your mind to run out. Well, welfare made them kick all the men out. No, they were bombs. They didn't want to take care of their family. Don't give me that bogus spoiler. I don't know if my natural father knew that if I was his son, but he never bought me a pair of shoes, never gave me one brown penny. And I look identical to that man, just like him, spit on him. It's like he spit me out. And I didn't hold anything against him. You owe me nothing, man. Educated daughter. His son worked for the he works for the government here in South Carolina. He runs a division of the power, the electrical. I don't know. It's not the energy. He doesn't work for an electrical company, but he works for the government. Wow. When I talked to him, he said, come see me. I'm the oldest brother. You ought to come see me. Haven't heard anything from him. My father never did anything for me. But I didn't hold that against him, because I knew how even those times were. His ignorance was strong, handsome. He was a nice looking man when I saw him. See, mama said, yeah, he was. Big and strong. Yeah, he was. Come on. He was. I was telling my mother, that's why you treated me the way you did and put the fire for my hips. Because he must have been fine. And you could get him because you didn't want you. I was a pretty girl. I know he didn't want you. How about that? I would tell her that. He didn't want you. So that's why you treated me the way you did. My mother didn't know what love was. She thought laying with the man was love. That's not love. She didn't know. I don't hold that against her. I've never held that against her. She had 6 children, all got different daddies. She didn't know. Her mother didn't teach her. She didn't know. So my mother didn't teach her daughter. She doesn't know. 6, 8 years old. No husband. Yeah. That's life. May the riches of God rest upon you. We encourage nation. I am. I'm happy. Because he has made me happy, I'm happy, all right? May the word speak in your heart. And you're done listening. So again, help us here, all right? Help us. So that Yah will enrich me that I can take time at times to study like this. Hallelujah. Let us all stand to our feet. We're going to receive the blessings of Yah in all things as we turn toward YHWH. Amen. Yubarach in Yahshua's name for your riches and your blessings. We pray for your healing power to rest upon the nation. Touch your nation, your people. Heal us all. Heal our Zaki. Touch your nation, California, and all your people scattered abroad. We pray for your blessings to fill our hearts and the sure soul that you have blessed us. And YisraYah'ale, you shall be that virtuous woman of strength, maturity, that she shall bless you at the day of the coming of Yahshua. This is our simple prayer. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Your way.
like you, Yahweh. You are righteous in all of your ways. There is none like you.